Yes, good morning, everybody. Good to be here. And I want to tell you that you made a very good decision being in this class. It's been a long while that I've been here. And I want to tell you that the classes that our other facilitators that have taken has been awesome. And the most important thing is that for all the classes, for all the teachings, and all the discussions, what makes it valid, what makes it produce the right results is when you put them into action. Don't just listen, like take notes, take action point. You don't have to make use of everything you learn. Just pick certain things that you are assured or that speaks well to you and reach to your weakness and try them out. There's nothing bad in trying new things. Try them out. Um, Dr. F said this is going to work. Well, let me try it. Let me see if it can work. And in doing that, you'll find more ways why things work and more ways why things do not work. And that is the fact about life. So, guys, what I'm trying to reiterate again is make use of whatever knowledge has been impacted into you. That is when real growth comes from. Real growth is from utilizing knowledge, utilizing the impact that has been given to you by someone. That is when you have grown. You don't grow by attending classes. You don't grow by listening to teachings. You grow by making use of teachings you learned. So make sure you are making use of them and be assured that in due time, you'll be so much equipped that your results will be undeniable. So today, without further ado, I won't be taking too much of your time. I'll just go straight to the class. The topic is how to manage high net worth individuals. These are people who you don't need to ask too much around before you know that they are really wealthy. They have money and they they understand the value of money. They understand about real estate investment. Some of them know so much well about real estate investment. Some of them just know about investment generally. These are people that they have access to funds, they have access to money, they have access to people and networks. So these are not just the normal average people. No matter how we want to make ourselves equal in the society, we have to also understand that there are class. There's the lower class, there's the middle class, and there's the 1%. And we have to also come to that realization that in dealings of humanity, power moves from top to the bottom. Instruction flows from the top to the bottom. And also, uh, the flow of money is opposite of it. Money flows from bottom to the top. Now, if I had enough time, I would have explained that and why. There's a law and principle that makes that happen. I would have explained it, but that is not the center of the training this morning. But you might want to make your findings about it. So now, this is why it is important because of the psychology of sales, because of the psychology of money. If you read this book, Psychology of Money, you will get a glimpse of it, so that you will know how to position yourself and really know where you are as a person in the class of the society and how you can attract the people who are above you on the class of the society. Many people do not want to attribute themselves to these things, like, oh, we are all equal, it's just body, blah, blah, blah. But the fact is the fact. You just have to know that, okay, this is where I am and I'm striving to be this. And then you pull in the right work. All right. So how do we manage high value clients? You know, what are you going to get here? The things you will learn from this class in the next couple of minutes is you will know how to equip yourself as a sales professional with the right mindset, the systems that you need, the communication skills that is required to attract and manage, and also to retain high net worth individuals. You know, we call them HNIs. Because these people, they are by default investors. They are by default well educated. They are by this default exposed. Do you understand? They have prior information to investment opportunities even before you as a realtor sometimes. Because, for example, I don't know if some of you have started, you are discussing with somebody, and then you are discussing with somebody about a property investment, a property opportunity, and they are sending you flyers of other investment companies about another real estate company that is offering the same. Eh? They're sending you um, flyers or advertisements of other companies that are doing the same thing. And they are asking you, why should I go for you instead of them? Now, this is the mindset of high net worth individuals. And there are people that, even though you send them flyer of other company, they'll say, no, I don't know that other company. It's this one that I know. Do you understand? There's a reason to it. There's a psychology to it. You understand? So the earlier you understand this, the easier it becomes for you to communicate and for you to be able to manage and for you to be able to retain this different set of people. It's very important. And this is what separates CEOs from every other person. Why? Because as a CEO, you are you are now at the ends of affairs of a company. You are dealing with the customers that are on the high network level. You are dealing with business organizations because at that point, the CEO is not doing B2C again. Most likely, the CEO is doing B2B. And these B2B people are already high net worth individuals. They have connections. They are well informed. They know what is going on. They understand the economy of the country. They understand the best time to put in money. They know when to pull out. So you have to be well informed to be able to manage them. Do you understand? So I don't know if you've read this book by Brian Tracy, Thinking Like a CEO. You know, that book will help you to understand your position, what you need to do, how you need to position yourself, and the right mindset that is needed for you to be able to uh, operate your consultancy like a business. Uh-huh. Because you are a business, you are in the business of real estate, and you have to treat it as such. Otherwise, you sell for a time, it will be silent for a time, you will still struggle and sell a little while, and then before you know it, you are doing up and down, up and down. In the real sense, if you understand the principle and you are making use of the principle and the laws attached to it, you can be selling every week. You can be selling every week. And what does that mean? It translates to more money for you. And one thing about real estate is what immediately you know how to manage, you know how to do business and retain high network individuals. You can never ever be broke again in your life. You can never ever be broke again in your life. Because at that instance, you have access to more information. Because trust me, these high net worth individuals, they have access to information. Okay, for example, I had a client in 2023 that bought a property in Epe from me before we launched the base. So that client, we were having conversations and he was asking me, Shola, why do you think I should buy Epe? Okay, the reason why I'm coming even to you is because you were recommended by somebody. So somebody recommended me to her, and she stays in Victoria Island in Lagos. You understand? Anybody that has house in Victoria Island, trust me, these are high net worth individuals because a yearly rent in Victoria Island, we'll be talking about 30 million, 40, 50 million naira for a rent. Do you understand? This woman has a house in Victoria Island. So I just want you to understand the position I'm talking about by these high net worth individuals. So she said, Shola, you were recommended that. And there's been a lot of hype about Ekpe. And she just feel like, oh, I shouldn't miss out on investment. And she was asking me, why do you think I should buy into Ekpe? And then I gave her um, detailed information and detailed history and things that are happening in Ekpe. Now, I'm pretty sure I want you to know that these people are well informed. They understand things. They know how money flows. Now, everything and details that I said to her, she was just confirming it to me and be saying that, yes, I've heard this, I've heard that, I've seen this, I've seen that. And someone inside me, I just had to make my points, and I made my point. But to my utmost surprise was she now took what I gave as the pathway to the return on investment over the next 4 5 years and related it with her present investments. So she told me about an investment that she did with her friends, that all of them put together 500 million naira, that her own cut was 500 million naira. And she said the return on the investment will come about a week, and she's looking at using that part of that money to buy the land in Ekpe. I think it was about 5 acres or so. So the woman said, okay, if this particular investment bank opportunity is giving me this kind of returns, why should I even buy land in the first place? Why should I carry that money and buy land? Why don't I put it back? You understand? At that instance, I did not even know anything about that kind of investments in the banking sector that she was talking about. So I couldn't even give any answer as to why and reason why she should buy the land. So somehow, she just told me, I said, don't worry, you know what? I'm just going to buy the land because I really do want to and own something in Ekpe because of all the information. Do you understand? So if imagine that she herself has not determined that she was going to buy land, I might lose that deal. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to tell you is that these people understand the business of things. They know other platforms that they invest money in that give them return on investment. So when you are coming with the idea of buy it now, hold for a few years, you will resell later, these things don't freak them. It doesn't freak them. In fact, some of them already have. I was talking to another high net worth individuals recently to buy OMM, and the person was telling me, Shola, I have a shopping complex. Shola, I have a space in the mall that I've leased for 25 years in Ikeja City Mall. He was saying, Shola, I have I have 10 acres of land in Ogun State, in Mowe. I have uh, two houses in Aoyaya that are for rent. Do you understand? So come and buy one shop. Do you understand? And we are still in conversation though, and I hope to close the deal. So, but what I'm trying to tell you is that these people, they have done a lot of things. So it takes you to be at a particular position and mindset for you to be able to retain, manage, and even close them in deals. So those things are what I want to share with you in the next 10 minutes. And I need you to pay rapt attention, and I need you to put things down where necessary. And also, like I said in the beginning of the class, don't just listen, make use of them. That is when real growth comes. It is when you put them into actions. Some of these things that you see that we are teaching you, we learned them also. We sat down under somebody being tutored and we wrote them down and we made use of them. Do you understand? So if you do not make use of them, it is as well as not coming to this class at all. If you don't make use of the things you learn, it's as well as not joining the morning class at all. All right. So what are those things that you need? You need to understand their traits. You need to understand the traits of these people. The same way some people did exegesis on the traits of a poor man and a rich man. Eh? There is need to understand their traits. What do they like? How do they think? What do they wear? Where do they go? How do they talk? All these things, you know? Number one of traits of high net worth individuals is they are time sensitive. See, these people don't joke with their time. Now, I was in Singapore with Mr. Ife a couple of almost a week now. And so on our second leg flight back to Nigeria, we decided to upgrade to business class. So when we upgraded to business class at Ethiopia, we had a layover in Ethiopia. So we felt like, okay, we should just go to the business class lounge. So when we entered the business class lounge, we were about to being called for boarding. So as I was about to step out, Mr. Ife just called me and said, Dr. Cosmas Maduka is here. You understand? Dr. Cosmas Maduka is here. And we had to, sir, we are so good to meet you. And when we were discussing and everything, we became lost in the conversation that we wanted to start engaging and talking. And he had to signal to us, guys, I can't stay with you too long. I have things I need to do. And these people are always time conscious. They are time sensitive. Go straight to the point. Some of you will enter people's DM. You are entering high network individuals' DM. You are saying, good morning, how are you? How is your family? Hope you slept well. These people don't care about it. There's one woman that is in my DM. She's a billionaire. She bought a property from a client of mine in Oyo State. So the client now referred me to her to handle a survey as a surveyor. So this woman, anytime we have an appointment to meet on site, anytime we have an appointment, she will say, Shola, give me your time. Oh, that time that you gave me cannot work. Can we do this time? I will say, yes, that works fine. 7 a.m., we are meeting on site. This woman is already on site. 7 a.m., she's already on site. The next time we said we're going to meet at LALA at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. exactly, I saw her call. I always struggle to catch up. Inside me, I was like, Shola, you are still joking. These people, I've seen several instances like that of high network individuals that I've met that they are always time sensitive. So, as an individual that you are taught, see, there's a way you should position yourself like you value time. You understand. See, these people that said time is money, they know what they are saying. Time is money. Some of you wake up in the morning, you are not conscious of the fact that you have a long day ahead, and you need to apportion your time to activities and events and structure your time to get the maximum results on each of your days. These things are important. Time is flying by. I don't know why. Maybe it is me. I don't know if it's happening to everybody. The rate at which days are moving past these days is so alarming. I don't know if anybody can relate. I don't know. Like, things are just moving very fast. Very, very fast. It's becoming so unusual. And these people understand that time is money. They understand the time value of money. So it is very important that you know how to keep that part of their traits. Don't enter people's DM asking about their family, about their. Do you understand? There are times for that. But when it's come to business, go straight to the point. When you are talking to high network individuals, go straight to the point. Do you understand? They know that you asking them about their family, if they slept well. You don't, there's nothing you want to help them to do about it. Do you understand? So always understand that these people value their time. Number two, high network individuals, another trait they have is they are detail oriented. They don't leave any book unturned. They are detail oriented. They want to be involved. They want to know, okay, why are you not talking about this? What's happening here? Why is this information half given? Do you understand? When you tell them something, they will go and ask Google. When you tell them, okay, this is the reason why the price of this land is like this, they will go and ask other people. They are detailed oriented. So it means that for you as a salesperson, the position you should be yourself is don't leave any information out. Give them all the information. Do you understand? Give them all the information. Give them all the information. I was speaking to this same woman I talked about the other time. So I presented her survey plan. And she was telling me that, most of the survey plan that she has gotten, there's always a red seal on it. Why is there no red seal on this one? And I'll say, I know it doesn't matter. She said, no, it matters. So our own register survey that she has been getting over the years has red seal. Why does this one not have a red seal? Do you understand? I have to now, explain the details, and then they are detailed people. They want to know why it's not and why it is. So you have to be well informed. You have to be detailed with your information. These people also, they are emotionally controlled, but they are logical. They want to, they are logical. They don't just accept mediocrity. They There are people who they want to look at the other side of the coin. They want to look at the other side. Okay, what if this did not work? What will happen? If you have met some of these people before, you notice that some of them they are pessimistic about their approach to the investment. Okay, what if government collect my land tomorrow? Okay, what if the I was talking to somebody recently about OMN, and the person was saying, okay, I think it was one of the realtors that added me on call with the client, and the client was saying, peradventure natural disaster and OMM got demolished or got destroyed. Is there going to be compensation? And I'm thinking like, Jesus Christ, this man, what are you thinking? Are you expecting the worst? But these are HNIs. They think about the all possible outcomes. They want to be informed. They want to know, okay, what if this happens? They are risk calculated. They want to know the risk involved. They want to know, okay, what if this happens during the course of the investment? Because these are people that they don't do investments for get rich quick schemes. They do investments for the longer term. So they want to look at all possible scenarios. They are logical in their thinking. So you don't have emotion might not do it only. You have to be logical also. You have to calculate the risk for them, think ahead for them, think of the possible outcomes of all scenarios that look at someone like Elon Musk. When Elon Musk was doing the project for the SpaceX, I watched the documentaries, and they were talking about the hundreds of simulation that they did for the rockets before they finally launched. That particular one that you used rocket launch to send a Tesla car to the space. He ran a lot of simulations. What I'm saying in essence is these people want to see all possible scenarios. They want to check, okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this did not work? What if somebody, sabotage this investment? What will happen? How much am I going to lose? Am I going to lose everything, or am I going to lose a part? So you as a professional and as a consultant, understand that you are there to guide. You are there to help them make the best decision. So you have to look into every of these aspects of the investment. Do you understand? And because some of you, most of realtors, they are always caught off guard. It is when customers ask you these thought-provoking questions, you'll now be looking for the director to add on the call. It's very bad. It's very bad. As a wealth consultant, as a wealth professional, that you are helping people to generate wealth, you should be able to look through these things and have the information at hand. Imagine that you are calling us as a director and you're adding us on call with your HNI, and the person is asking this kind of question, and we are saying, please, I will get back to you. I have to go and think about it, or I have to ask my own boss too. Does it make any sense? Doesn't make any sense. And that's why some of them will say, you have to give me the number of the director, because yes, the director is answering my questions. The director is giving me information about my concerns. Do you understand? So don't wait till when it makes sense before you become logical. You have to be logical way before. You do not be guided by emotion. So always know that these people want to simulate every of the possible events to the end of the investment. So simulate it ahead of time for them. Do you understand? I hope these things are making sense. One of their traits is that they also buy based on trust. These guys are big on trust. They buy based on trust. They can smell when you are persuasive. They can smell when you are desperate. Because why? Some of these guys also have been in your shoes 5 years ago. Before, they've been in your state selling something, selling a product, selling an idea, pitching a vision, pitching a business idea a few years ago before they made it. So they know when you are being over persuasive. They know when you are trying to manipulate them with words. They know when you are trying to get them to make an ill-informed decision. So they can smell it. So they want to trust you. That's what they need. And trust and credibility is built based on several things. We've had a lot of classes about trust and credibility. So just make use of the knowledge. Eh? So they want to buy based on trust. They want to buy based on trust. They can smell. There was a particular time, one of my big clients in the surveying aspect, we wanted to close a deal of about 700 acres for him at in Oyo State. So we went to meet this the owner of the land. The owner of the land has 700 acres with CFO on the property, and he wanted to sell. He said his plan on the land was to build a mega abattoir for your state there. And government was not approving and a lot of things. And because of that, it didn't work. And the man is already old and frail. And the children were saying they don't have any use for the land. So he wanted to sell. So this company wanted to buy it. So that my client is like an Indian company. They wanted to use it for cashew plantation and cashew processing plant. So they wanted to buy. So we went to do the negotiation with the man. So when we got to where the man is, I and one other person was spokespersons for the Indians. So we were there. So the guy that was the other person that was the spokesperson was talking to the owner. If you see this man's mansion, you will know that this man he doesn't need the money. He just wants to dispose the land. Most of the way, and this kind of things, negotiation with this kind of people can be very tricky because they know all the, imagine you are negotiating with a negotiator, somebody that's already experienced in negotiating. So you know that it's going to be an equivalent tax. So we got there and we're trying our possible best to bring down the conditions for payments and the conditions for taking full possession of the land and all those things. So we started discussing. This man is well known in Ibadan. If I mention his name, some of you will know him. Well known in Ibadan, in Oyo State General, a billionaire, multi-billionaire. So we started the negotiation and all, and at some point it hit a deadlock. And that guy just switched to the African traditional manipulative persuasion way. So we are your children, we are your sons, we are just trying to build something. We are just trying to make something work. We are young and we are trying to be like you too, sir. Can you just consider us for this deal? We are just trying to, make something work, and we believe that it's going to help the next generation, and it means that you'll have been a part of it, that you consider us. You know what was the man's response? If you were you said you won't consider, right? Now, you know what the man said? The man said, see, I know my sons. You are not my sons. This is business. Don't cajole me. Don't manipulate me. All of us were shocked. Because the way the guy structured it as a typical Yoruba African man, you will almost, be obliged to say, oh, and I understand, let me concede. But this man did not concede. This is how high network individuals think. Business is business, play is play. You are not my child. You are not my son. Let's do business. How much do you have? The deal eventually did not go through because the man felt like he wanted to manipulate him, and he walked away. Do you understand? So always know that these people, they cannot be swayed by persuasion. They want to do based on trust. The deal has to sound right. All right. So you need a mindset shift. This is the second thing I want to talk. So we've talked about their traits. There are several other traits, but you can do more research about it. Now, the second thing is that you have to understand that you need a mindset shift. You have to, when you are talking to high network individuals, they are always, you will know them by just certain conversation, and it is expected that definitely you also should have done your profiling. You should have done your profiling to understand their position as a person. Are they businessman? Some of these HNIs are mostly people in diaspora. They are mostly people in diaspora. They are high net worth individuals. Do you understand? So you need to understand that you need to change your mindset. Some of you do not know that you have a loose boat in your mindset. You don't know that you have a loose boat in your mindset until somebody brings it out for you. Some of those things, come into play in your discussion with prospects and clients, and you don't know. And you will think that all is well with you. In the real sense, you are losing money. You are leaving money on the table because you have not dealt with your mindset. You have to move from I want to sell land to I solve investment problems. See, until you will agree with me that if you are on the path to creating wealth, if you're on the path to creating, on the path to building something for yourself, you want to have great achievements, you want to have great businesses, you will agree with me that the only most viable part to that is solving people's problems. Do you agree? So now, if you agree the part to it is solving people's problems, then sales is not anything different. Sales is the same. You have to solve people's problems. Some of you, when prospect and client are disturbing you about certain information you are not getting and everything, you want to run away. You now be shouting, say, "Voila, clients, the client problem is too much." Okay, what were you there for in the first place? Is it not to solve the problem? So change your mindset from selling to solving problems. Some of you will say, the client is disturbing me, asking for what document. Say, continue to read any. Has it not seen it like that? Is it the land is there? Calm down. Calm down. The reason why you are there in the real space, in the real essence, is to solve the problems. Is to solve the problems. Of course, there are people that are stupid clients too, but when you can deduce that this is a problem, solve it. That is what makes you a professional. Remove your mindset from I just want to sell land to I want to solve investment problems. I want to solve real estate problems. Do you understand? Some of these people are also crypto investors. They are forex traders. Some of these people are people that invest in the money market, commercial papers, bonds, treasury bills, and and mutual funds. So they understand money already. Do you understand? So they will come with questions about problems they perceive might be the reason why for them to fall out. So it is your job to know about all of these other investments, know about forex, know about bonds, know about commercial papers, know about bank mutual funds, know a bit of all of them. So that when you are talking to these high network individuals who depend fully on investing in these investment bank options, you'll be able to talk to them and give them reason why, as much as they are doing their investment banking, they should also put a whole lot of their money into real estate investments. It's pretty simple, nothing far-fetched. Just sit down one day and do research and write points down and keep it in your head. So that when conversations come, when opportunities come, some of you pray, you're asking God, you are getting trainings, you are getting mentored about how to stay fast and vast in real estate space, such that you'll be able to close deals in big numbers, and so that you'll be able to, do sales with high network individuals. But you are not preparing for it. So eventually that opportunity will come and you will fail. You will fail. And the reason is simple, because you're not putting actions into your words. So always change your mindset from I want to sell land. These people know when they are being sold to. See, Kotoman, so the first sentence, second sentence, they can tell. They can tell because they are experienced. They can tell. You are not, you have to move from selling to mediocres to selling to people who are logical. I think that is when the sales is sweet. That is when sales is sweet. When you see somebody tax your brain, when you see somebody tax your knowledge, when you see somebody tax your confidence, and you now overcome, that is the sweet part of it. That's what makes sales sweet. Sales will not be will not be on repetition for you. You will not be selling non-stop. Then understand that when you are talking to high network individuals, change your mindset from talking too much. Don't talk too much. No talk waiting they no ask you. Don't talk too much. Some of you, I will enter your DM as a realtor. The first set of messages that will come, that automated message, is too long. It's too long. Brief introduction, what you do and how you do it. It's okay. Don't put too much information. And network individuals don't have the time to be reading this story. I cannot. I don't have that time. And network individuals don't have time for stories. They will see. I don't know. Please, can anybody attest to this in this class? That people who have dropped the most money for you in sales since when you've been selling real estate, the ones that have dropped the biggest, highest number possible, the people you've sold the highest amount to, was it a long conversation? Go and check. Let's make findings. It's not always a long conversation. These are people you say, how much? 25 million. Well, how much is the initial deposit? This amount. If I pay, when is the allocation? Next week. Okay, give it to tomorrow. I'll transfer the money. Case closed. That's how high net worth individuals do. They don't like too much talk. Answer my question. Give me the straight answer. I trust you. I pay the money. 2 minutes call, sir. 2 minutes call. These are people, they will just call you out of the blue. Hello, that land I saw on your post, is it still available? Okay, can I get a plot in the front? Yes, I'll talk to the director to get you a plot in the front. Oh, are you starting on it? All right, send me the account details. I'll make the transfer tomorrow. Bam, you see receipts. There are people that they don't like to stop it. Stop it. Mama, she cho, no, they give result. Do you understand? So, high network individuals don't like too much talk. Answer the damn questions. Just go straight to the point. Hmm? Hello, good day. This is just a subtle follow-up about our discussion yesterday. Stephanie. Do you understand? I tried to call you. You were not picking. Story. Go straight to the point. Then, stop selling price. Oh, this one is more affordable. Landless, they are more affordable. Other companies have HNIs don't like all those things. Just sell the value. This property is good. I've done all the checks. This property is well and strategically located. It comes with your deed of assignment, your register survey without any extra charge. This is a very good deal. I've searched around for you and I feel like this is the best deal for you. And I feel like you should jump on it before the price increase. Simple, the value. Go for the value. Leave price. Leave comparison. If you sell the value and you have to impute the price, give differences. Oh, about a year ago or 2 years ago, properties in this area was selling at this price. And currently, developers are selling at this price in this area, which means land will become limited in supply in that area. In the next 2 or 3 years, I can assure you with my findings and data, in the next 3 years, the value of this property will be this amount. Simple, sell the value, sell the return on investments. You understand? Then reduce your desperation to close the deal. Always calm your confidence. I understand that you are very confident. Calm your confidence. Please write it somewhere, anywhere that you can be seen. Calm your confidence. You are overconfident. Calm your confidence. Calm down. Let your words come calmly and soothing. Calm your confidence when you're talking to HNIs. Then, time is well spent. Maybe we'll continue next class. Please, Onyi, please take notes. We are going to be continuing next week. I'll be talking next week about the 5-step high value clients framework works. How it works, there's a 5-step that high value clients has as a framework. So I'll be talking about those 5 steps next week. So take notes. Please remind me so that next week, Monday, that's what we'll be talking about. I'll talk about, qualification. I'll talk about personalization. I'll talk about the experience creation. I'll talk about communication mastery, how you can communicate better. I'll also talk about management, that is post-sale of an high network individual. After you have closed the deal, what should you do for an high network individual? It's different for an average mindset person that is not rich. When you finish closing deal, they are the one that is always they are the one that they are always following it up. So how far? What is the deal? What's happening now? So what are we going to get? You now feel, it's the poor people that will be disturbing you. Poor people are the ones that are disturbing you after you've closed the deal. But HNIs, they won't disturb you. They will just keep silent. Sometimes some of them will not even call you for days. They will not even ask how far. They will not even ask you for receipt and documents. But you see the average and the poor people, they are the ones. I've not seen my receipt. I've not received the mail. You say I would receive the mail in 24 hours. I've not seen the Do you understand? So please, next week, we'll be talking about the post-sale for high network individuals. We'll talk about emotional intelligence in client management. And we'll also talk about the common mistakes to avoid when having conversation and closing deals with high network individuals. And then we'll talk about the tools and excellence. But for now, before we close, I'll talk about positioning yourself as a trusted advisor. How you can position yourself as a trusted advisor. There's somebody that in the real estate industry that I'm modeling after. This person closed deals in big numbers, 400 million, 1 billion, 1.5 billion. those are the deals that this person closed. So, I've been modeling after that person and it's working. So I'll talk about it next week, the model you should follow and how you can even attract these people. Attracting these people is quite a whole lot of work. I'll talk about it next week. If you want to now start attracting high net worth individuals, your content will change, your disposition will change, the place you go to will change. There's certain things that you will change. Do you understand? If you notice that for some of us, even for me personally, my content, my my dressing, somewhat I've changed it in the past few months. It is intentional. It's intentional. So some people around me are looking like it's a low money now. They don't understand. Do you understand? So this is just by the way. I'll talk about it next week. So for now, before I close, positioning yourself as a trusted advisor. So one of the things to position yourself as an advisor, as a real estate consultant, see, it is not by product knowledge. It is not by product knowledge. Because even before your network individuals enter your DM, eh? Before they enter your DM, they made research about the product. Please, can anybody relate? Is there anybody here that relates? They made research about it before they enter your DM or before you enter their DM. Or when you enter their DM, before they respond to you, they will go and check about that product first. Themselves. These people don't joke with their money. Their 5 naira cannot fall anyhow. You know these people now, rich people in your community, one line be really, one line go. Do you understand? So these people, they they care so much about their money. They don't want to lose any penny. So they will make research. So, but then what will position you to this kind of people as trusted advisor is when you speak with data, you make research, and you now give them a one-page report. I said, this happened last year. This is what's happening on that same axis this year. In fact, there was a deal I closed in 2023, and this property was worth 60 million in Bejuleki, in Nawoyaya. Yeah. I think my mentor also bought out of the land. You know what we did to close the transaction? So we now went to Google Earth. We now rolled back in time on Google Earth for 5 years back. The place was scanty, no house, no building, no road, no proper layout. We now screenshotted it, put it in the report. Then we roll it back to the present time, screenshotted it. All the areas has already developed, and then we screenshotted it and put it there. We now told you that look at what happened to this area in 5 years. When the man saw it, he said, if this can happen in Awoyaya, in Bejuleki, within this period, I'm buying this land. The second day, he came down with his driver and came to pay for the land. Do you understand? So always understand that these people like well verified data presented to them. So always give data, not assumptions. I think that place will will give you increase in return of investment by 300%. How did you calculate it? Some of you even do not know how to calculate ROI. You just say, sir, my client is asking how much that property will be in the next 3 years. I'll just tell you, or the director will just say, in about 3 years, about 200%. You just quickly go to your client's bill. 200%. Who does that? How did you calculate it? How did you get to that data? How did you get to that information? Make the findings. It doesn't take any much. You have your phone with you, bro. You have your phone with you, sis. That's what ChatGPT is for. The world has changed. The advice is not. The world has changed in saying that it's not easier, but the advice has not changed because you have to do the work. It is still hard work, diligence, and consistency. Do you get? So make sure that you give verifiable data, not assumptions. Then you have to understand the market deeply. You have to understand the market deeply. You have to understand title. See, these high net worth individuals, they understand property documentation like anything. They will tell you governor's consent about CFO. I was talking to an high net worth individual recently, and I was telling the person that, the person was telling me that, please let me verify this CFO and be sure that the property is blah, 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 blah. And I did the check and everything. I said, I couldn't find this CFO and all. So, like, you couldn't find the CFO. But this is see. Immediately, she went to meet another person, another surveyor. please verify this thing. So the person that the other person that did the verification went to check and found the CFO. And she came back to me and said, Shola, this CFO is vibrant, it's there and everything. You understand? So these are people that they understand try to deeply, they don't look with it. Then ROI structure, infrastructures that happen in that area, make your research about it, understand it. Do you understand? Don't let any developer just sway you around because of information. How many minutes are this infrastructure to the property in real time? How many minutes? Is it 5? Is it 2? Is it, always give the right information. And the right information is always come from understanding the data. So our time is fast spent. So next week, I'll be going in depth. I'll be going more deeply about high network individuals, how you can attract them, how you can position yourself, how you can even get them to enter your gym, all these things, and how you can get people through. Because see, one thing about high network individuals is you cannot enter their space. So what you need to do is to position yourself, your mindset, your content, your disposition, your appearance, such that people who know them, who are also in your own space, can recommend you to them. That's how it works. That is the secret about it. Do you understand? It's not you as a person right now. You cannot even be in their space. There are certain things you do. If you be in their space, you have to grow your life to a certain extent. For example, I talked about that Fair and I were in business class. That means we had the money to pay for a business class in the real sense. So somehow our level has gotten to that we can be in the business class and then meet customers Maduka. Do you understand? But if you are not in that place, there are certain things you can also do. That is like maybe, for example, uh, um, um, you are in a community, and in that community, you position yourself as someone that has that capacity. Now, somebody that knows somebody that is an network individual will not recommend you. That's how it works. That's how it works. So on Monday, we'll talk extensively about it, how you can and how you should position yourself and the things you can do. In-depth information about it. Please do not miss those classes. Do not miss next Monday class. And make sure you bring somebody along, because those things will change your life. It will help you. Like I told you before, real estate is so wide. Real estate will change your life completely. It will even affect you positively, that every other aspect of your life will receive transformation. All right, so thank you very much. And I'm so glad to have you all. I would have loved to take questions, but write your questions down. And by next week, we'll also take questions. I'll try as much as possible to conclude on time and answer questions. So thank you very much. I wish you a very great week, sales filled week. Guys, OMN is fast selling. Our first block we only have few units left on the first block. And by in the next couple of weeks, we are going to be handing over shops to the first subscribers. We are going to be handing over shops to the first subscribers. So if your client wants to be part of these subscribers that will be getting the first shops, let them make their payments. Price will also increase very soon. I won't give you the exact time, but price is increasing. You see that we've already delivered one block, and by next week or before the end of this week, foundations for the remainder of the entire blocks will start coming up. So, guys, let us reach out to people. This is a once in a lifetime investment. It didn't happen 2 years ago. There's never been anything like it in 4 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. There's never been anything like it. Do you understand? This is the first time this kind of opportunity is happening. Let people grab it on time. Because very soon people will start cashing out. The shops will be rented and then it will be limited in supply. And the value of the rental income will also increase times 2, times 3. And that's more money for your clients. So let them see the possibilities. I understand that a lot of people have been asking questions that, 25 years is too small, 30 years is too small, or 50. Do you understand? So maybe next week we can also trash about it also to see how best you can use these information to close the deal. So have a great week, have a successful week, have a commission filled week. God bless you, and have a great weekend. Thank you.